What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. And this time, honey, I'm back with old nasty recap, honey, of Marriage Bootcamp, honey. This is season 17, episode 6. Before we get off into the review, honey, I'm back. Did you miss me? Did you miss me is the question. Anyways, you guys, before we get off into the recap, I want to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville really quickly. Now, did y'all see the last episode, honey, that took place on Saturday? Honey, I was work. Yes, I was doing my job, but honey, I do get to watch the shows, honey, at work. So I was seeing what was going on, and it looked like, now this what it looked like now, Melody is backtracking, okay, because she want Letitia's kids to come to her daughter's party. How do you all feel about that, knowing that Melody just kicked this woman out of her event, rightfully so, because Tisha, your ass wasn't invited, okay? Okay, but like what you would have did, what Melody would have did, I don't know. I know the kids are close. I get what they're saying, you guys, about the kids, and they still have a friendship, but I don't know, honey. Them Scots, honey, they didn't cross the line, honey. They didn't cross the line. I wouldn't be bothered with them no more. They kids, they pets. Okay, they crazy ass mother. Letitia's mother is crazy. I was kind of liking her, you guys, but now, like, Letitia's mom is messy as hell. I'm for her getting on Marceau, but like when she begins messing with Kimmy, it just leaves a very bad taste in my mouth. And Kimmy, honey, had to get with her ass and let her know you trying to start some shit, because Letitia's mother keep trying to make it, look like Kimmy is on Mel's side. And, Kimmy is like, I'm not on nobody's side. I'm just trying to be fair, and just, I'm in the middle. I don't want to be in the middle, but y'all keep putting me in the damn middle. So I am so here, you guys, for Kimmy this season, honey. Okay, I am so here for Kimmy. Kimmy did not come to play with you motherfuckers this season on Love and Marriage Huntsville, honey. Okay? Alright, somebody wanted me to do P-Valley. I do like the show P-Valley. I do check it out, you guys. I really like it. I do, but it's too damn long. Okay? It's just a little too long. Just a little bit too long for me, but great show, great cast. I love it. What else has been going on? Y'all see that video with Cardi B and Meg the Stallion? I didn't like their collaboration. I didn't like it. I didn't get why Kylie Jenner was in the video. She just looked like she was there, like, once again, trying to be a part of the black community. It's just like, girl, why are you there? What is the point? You got people signing petitions, honey, to get Kylie Jenner removed from the video, honey. Okay, I don't blame them. She just did not fit. I guess she has money, but she just does not fit. Like, if they would have put Kim in there, I wouldn't even be making a big deal, because we know Kim, she want to be a part of the black community so bad, her and her sisters. But with Kim, I get it, because Kim is the star of that damn family. I mean, let's just call it what it is, But Kylie just looked like a deer in headlights, like she was trying to look cute, trying to fit in with the girls, honey. By the girls, I'm talking about Cardi and Meg the Stallion, honey. She just didn't fit. I didn't like the video. The song wasn't all that. I did kind of like Meg's part way more than Cardi's. I didn't feel like the song fit Cardi and her voice, but I did kind of feel like it fit Meg, and it just wasn't the type of collaboration I was expecting. I like the Meg the Stallion and Beyonce, and of course y'all see, I got the song and my pictures and shit. Y'all know I'm feeling that one, honey. I played the hell out of that one. I like that collaboration. That made sense, but this one is not making a lot of sense, honey. Okay, it just looked like they was just trying too hard, but then not enough. They didn't try hard enough. I don't know what to say, honey. Let's get to the damn recap, honey. Y'all know how your girl like to talk. Let's get to these fools. Okay, before, I know y'all like, damn, bitch, could you get to it? Let me say this really quickly. One thing I did not like about this past episode I saw, you guys, is I felt like, and this is just me, maybe I was by myself, but I just felt like nobody got on Tahiry for her behavior. Yeah, we heard Corrupt, say she shouldn't have threw those apples. I think, was he like the only one? And everybody was, no, but he's a man. But no, he should have knew better. I get it. I agree. I get it. But I feel like Tahiry has had these issues with men before. Right? Who was that she hit? And I didn't like his ass either. Consequence. Didn't she hit him on behalf of Joe Budden? Now, that was a good hit. That was a good hit. And we did see Tahiry beat up Joe Budden's ex-girlfriend. That was a good one, too. Y'all know I don't promote violence, but a good fight is a good fight. Well, that wasn't really no fight. It wasn't fair, but Tahiry can fight, but to me, she's a beautiful woman, but she acts masculine. She tries to fight everybody. And you can't do that. I'm not saying go around acting sheepish, but Tahiry needs to own her shit. And I was annoyed that everybody made this into, oh, well, he put his hands on her. He did. Yeah, Vado was fucking wrong. Okay. Vado was wrong. He shouldn't have did what he did, but we have to preach to women like Tahiry, ma'am, you can't start shit like that. You gotta lay down the foundation. You gotta take responsibility for your actions. That way these type of things don't happen, because if you don't take responsibility and, we just blame everything on Vado, we could easily see you in this situation again because you never owned your shit and nobody ever held you accountable, the first time this happened. But yeah, it was just crazy. So let's get off into it, you guys. So the group pretty much checks in with Tahiry, to see how she's feeling, because we know that Vado choked her. Tahiry is still shocked, by what Vado did. I put in my notes, but Tahiry needs to learn not to put her hands on men as well. I'm not here for that. Tahiry says that Vado had been drinking and maybe that's why he put his hands on her. Girl, don't make excuse for that man's behavior. Don't make no damn excuse. Did y'all hear what Joe Budden had to say about all of this? He got to saying he doesn't even believe Vado and Tahiry is a real couple. And I'm like, nigga, why is you so invested? I still think that Joe wants Tahiry, you guys. I get caring for somebody, but once somebody is an ex, they are an ex. Let them go. And I heard what he said on his little podcast, and he was just very much so, I don't know, to me, he was overly taken up for her. And then he had also mentioned that, the men just sat back and, watched her get choked. How did you all feel about that? Please put it down in the comments. Did you feel like the men just sat there and let her get choked? I think it caught everybody off guard and it looked like that. I don't think anybody was expecting him to just choke her. But where the hell, Joe did make a good point, because he was like, where the hell was security? When all of this was going on, they should have been in the room with them. I think security should always be, in the room. A lot of people is making a big deal, you guys, about the clip of them showing Tahiry getting choked and they're trying to get ratings. But this is a trashy ass show on WeTV. What do you all expect? You think they're going to get classy? They ain't going to get classy, honey. We hear Vado saying to Dr. Ish, he was complaining that Tahiry threw the apples at him in his face. She made him feel like less than a man. He was embarrassed. Vado, I have to kind of get on you a little bit as far as, are you confident in yourself? No matter what she say and, to me, he should have, if he knew he was that upset with her, you guys, he should have been like, I'm about to remove myself, from being around her because I don't know what I'm going to do. I could accept that if he would have just been like, you know what, I'm going to move away from her. But to sit right there with her and to do such an action is just unacceptable, because still you are a man. And you need to take responsibility and accountability for your behavior. So you could have just sat somewhere else, sir. You didn't have to do all of that. That's all that hood shit. What does Vado do for a living, you guys? I never heard of him, really being a rapper. I think that's what he claims he is, but Vado, I think, has some self-esteem issues. And when you're dealing with a guy with low self-esteem that doesn't feel good about his money situation, we already know Tahiry said he's the brokest man she's ever dealt with. I felt like that was abusive language. She was putting him down to make herself look good. But ma'am, you are there with him. So, you don't look better than him. You don't look no better than him because you there with his ass. So if he ain't good enough, then that means you ain't good enough either, sis. I didn't like her trying to put him down and shit, you guys. I don't like that. If you go be with somebody, you need to be uplifting them. If you got to tear somebody down to make yourself feel big and feel good about yourself, you need to check yourself, okay? Check yourself for you wreck yourself. What that Cube that said that, honey? Dr. Ish tells Tahiry there's nothing that she did to deserve that. Like I said, he really should have got on her hey, you were wrong too. You shouldn't have threw those apples. And like I said, you guys, I don't feel like enough people held her accountable for her actions. I heard a lot of excuse making. Well, you're a woman. Well, nothing you could have did. No, we got to quit with that, you guys. What if she would have took a lighter and lit his ass on fire? Is he supposed to just sit there? And, I'm not at all saying, you guys, she deserved what she got. But as a woman, you cannot think that all men are going to react the same. A lot of men, they're not just going to walk away. They're going to retaliate. They feel disrespected. They're a human like you are. But it's this misconception about, oh, well, he's a man and he's stronger. And, I get it. I really do. But as a woman, people are people, man or woman, and you shouldn't be putting your hands on nobody, throwing stuff. That shit is out of here. So we see Dr. Ish, he checks in with Tahiry alone, and Dr. Ish sees Tahiry's response from the abuse and suggests that this has happened before. And he asks if she wants to, talk to the police. She's like, no. And he's shocked and disappointed. She doesn't want to talk to the police. And she says that it's happened a few times. Now, it may just be me, but Tahiry was doing a little bit of lying on this episode, because 1 minute, well, it happened a few times. Okay, so if he's put his hands on you, that means this is a pattern of behavior. You are used to going through abuse with this man. I need for you to recognize that and admit to that. And unfortunately, you guys, when you're dealing with domestic violence, it's very shameful. It's, that story you don't want to tell. You want to kind of downplay it. That way you don't look weak and you don't look a certain way. But, you have to just tell the truth. And, she kept backpedaling throughout the episode. I don't know if y'all caught that, because 1 minute she said it happened a few times. The next minute she was asked about it. Oh, he's never did that before. Bitch, which one is it? Okay, I'm confused. And like I said before, I also feel like Tahiry feels like she has this tough girl image. And, she's ashamed to admit that she tolerates this type of behavior from men. And she has a lot of work to do, you guys, on herself. I think she, towards the end of the episode, began to realize that, because when she was with him on the show and they were talking back and forth, she was always, you need to do this, and I feel like you, but she don't never own her shit and what she needs to change. Yes, Vado needs to change, but like Dr. Ish says, they both need to do their individual work, and they don't need to be together anyways. She doesn't respect him. Anytime you talking about a man's finances, you always putting him down. You don't respect him. So why waste his time? Why waste your time? And he ain't no good either. He got some self-esteem issues, because if you that bother, and I know you guys, because I've dealt with a guy where, any little thing you say to him, he's ready to fight. And like when you're dealing with that type of person where, you didn't even put your hands on them, but you may say something and then they're so affected and ready to fight and argue and yell and scream. It's something wrong, with that person. They don't feel good about themselves. So Tahiry admits that she's, been in abusive relationships in the past. And I'm wondering, was Joe Budden one of those relationships? Because that is the person, that she has been with like the longest. You guys get down in the comments. Let me know if you are familiar with anybody else Tahiry may have been with. But yeah, they plastered all over the screen that she has dealt with, abuse from an ex. So they never said it was him. But I have heard that Joe Budden, is abusive. And Joe Budden is narcissistic. He only cares about his damn self. But I kind of like Joe Budden on his podcast, though. I think he's, in the right field for himself, So, anyways, we have Corrupt. Corrupt says to Tony, they were both wrong. Tony says it doesn't matter what she did. He shouldn't have put his hands on her. I disagree. It does matter what you do. What you do comes back on you. And Vado, was wrong. And like I said, though, he should have just asked to move away. If he was that mad, he should have just not sat that close to her. Take responsibility for your actions, Vado. Okay? Shonda says to Tahiry, Vado was wrong and, you shouldn't have to deal with that. And like I told you guys, all these people, they're not really keeping it real with her and letting her know the part she played. They're just making her into a victim. And, she is a victim somewhat, but, she has a habit. We all have seen it with fighting and, fighting men and, and I'm not at all saying sit up there and be a damn punk, but you gotta own, your shit and your anger and, like her throwing those apples at him, you guys, was so unnecessary. Just walk away. But her and him, they're both used to, dealing in an environment that's low vibrational where they put their hands on each other, put each other down. It's that ghetto ass shit that, a lot of people like to participate in. That's the best way I can put it, Phaedra says there's no excuse for violence. A man shouldn't do it to a woman and a woman shouldn't do it to a man. And I agree. So we see Vado, he wakes up a little bit remorseful. They had him like isolated and by himself, for the rest of the day and stuff. Tahiry says she's confused and still hurt by what Vado did. And I'm just looking at her like, girl, you just need to leave this relationship. And I'm kind of a little bit with Joe Budden, in the sense of, are y'all really together? Because to me, they don't really seem like a real couple. I'm kind of getting a Phaedra and Medina thing, except with violence, So we got Dr. Ish. He checks in with Judge Toller on the Vado and Tahiry situation. Judge Toller feels that he should go home. Dr. Ish feels like he should go home. Phaedra feels that Tahiry should be in charge of Vado's fate. It's all on Tahiry and her safety. Dr. Ish talks to Vado about his actions and how he needs to be in control of his emotions and reactions to situations. Vado feels Tahiry was asking for it. And Dr. Ish tells Vado she didn't deserve that. You shouldn't have did that. You should have walked away. You shouldn't have even been sitting by her. And, I agree with that. So long story short, Vado has to leave the house. And Vado, before he ended up grabbing his things out of the house, he says he was fed up and, just wasn't thinking right. He got to mentioning all the things she had did to him, while he was in the house. And like I told y'all, putting him down about his finances, comparing him to other men, throwing the apples. I can only imagine, whatever else they were going through before both of them got to the house, if the relationship is real, because it just seems I don't know, you guys. It just seems weird. Tahiry always talks about him like, oh, he's been in my life forever. And, we always been friends. And maybe that's what y'all should have just stayed, But now I just say end it. Neither one of y'all is good for each other. So Dr. Ish explains that Vado and Tahiry have to do their work separately. Vado is sent to a hotel. They're not going to completely, kick him out of the program, which I felt was cool. That way he could see the error, of his ways. And I'm glad they removed him from the house, pretty much letting him know that, hey, we have standards for this program and, you don't fit those standards. We don't know if you're going to be able to control yourself. So, he was sent to a hotel. Tahiry says she understands why Vado is being sent away. Corrupt is back drinking. Are we fucking shocked? I'm not. Shit. Look at me. I got in my notes. Drunk ass. Dr. Ish explains that Vado, has to leave the house to all of the fellow boot campers. We see Tahiry. She reflects on all the drama in the house that has been going down, the altercations between Willie and Davon, her and Vado, Tony and Corrupt, just a whole bunch of drama in the house. Dr. Ish goes over with the group that there will not be any tolerance for any type of physical violence in the home. And he wants the boot campers to go over all the things that they don't like about themselves and are not proud of. So first we see Willie. Willie hates that, he has a cheating issue. I'm like, nigga, just keep your damn dick in your pants. Okay. He said it has affected his relationships, and his career. He basically talks about, he has anger issues and, it just gets in the way of all the things he's trying to accomplish. Phaedra, she keeps saying she's a perfectionist. Phaedra, I don't know if you're a perfectionist like that, because if you were such a perfectionist, how the hell did you end up with somebody like Apollo? Make it make sense. It's not making no damn sense. I don't know, y'all. Some of them, you guys, some of the shit they were saying, I just didn't get it. Tony, she says she allows people to take her out of character. Once again, you are not taking responsibility for your actions. You're putting it off on somebody else and blaming them. Same thing with her relationship with Corrupt. She allows him to do all that drinking and disrespecting her and the womanizing. You sitting up there, ma'am, and you putting up with that shit. So stop complaining about it and own your shit. Say, I put up with this type of behavior because I am lacking in the self-esteem department. And a lot of people, you guys, they don't want to speak that. Okay. They don't want to really say the truth because the truth hurts, and they know that they will have to do something, about all the things that they are putting up with. A lot of people don't like to change, but they want to keep complaining about the same shit. Tahiry says she doesn't like her nose, and I'm just sitting up here like, bitch, there's a lot of things you shouldn't like about yourself. You have masculine ways. You be trying to fight and throw shit. I would have loved for Tahiry, like I told you guys, to really own her shit, and to me, she didn't really own her shit. You have a temper. You get hot-headed and aggressive too. So, girl, she mentions that a man punched her in her face and now her nose is crooked. Okay, that's jacked up. I wonder, some man punched her a while ago. I wonder if that was the situation. I don't know. I think it was one of the relationships she was in. We got Davon. He complains about his temper and he's not independent. I was like, oh, damn, shit. He told the truth. But can't get mad at him, honey, for telling the truth. We got Corrupt. He says he doesn't like his ignorance. You are ignorant. And he said he don't listen. You don't, because you keep drinking, motherfucker. And he hates the fact that he's a drunk. I'm like, I don't know if you hate that, because that ain't stopped you from picking up no damn bottles. I'm just saying. Hazel was another person that irritated me, because she just says, well, I hate that I'm so judgmental. I'm just looking like, you're insecure. You should have been saying that. and you are an antagonist. You say little shit, and you have I don't know, I just feel like Hazel has like a superiority complex, like she thinks she's better than people. I don't give a damn if she was on Iyanla, you guys. I don't think that Iyanla really fixed her, I don't think Hazel did her work. When I look at Hazel, I see I'm light-skinned. I got this light-skinned man. We about to have this light-skinned baby. Remember all that shit she said about the other girls? She thought that she was superior because of her color. I wish she would have been more honest. But, okay. Phaedra, another person, says she's too generous. I'm like, Phaedra, dig deeper. Give us something a little bit better, honey. Something a little bit better. Medina, another person, too trustful. Like, give us more. Like, I felt some of their answers, you guys, was just bullshit. Like, give us a little bit more. So Shonda says she's lost confidence and don't give herself a chance, and she always wanted to be an artist, but she put that on hold to become a wife and a mom. I felt like Shonda was keeping it real. She gave us some things of some substance, and she gave us some things that we could see, by looking at Shonda. So I felt like Shonda took it seriously. But to be honest, you guys, I don't know about all the other people. To me, they didn't dig deep enough. It was just very surface things, So Dr. Ish has the boot campers put on a shirt with their imperfections on them. And then we also see Shonda blaming herself for Willie's cheating. Girl, don't make it about you. That is that man's problem, okay? He got some fears, some weaknesses going on, and he refuses, to deal with it. But what these women need to know is you are responsible for how people treat you. And if you keep staying and putting up with that abusive, disrespectful behavior, and no, he may not be putting his hands on her, but cheating is emotional abuse, okay, and neglect, So you're sitting up there putting up with that, you need to be asking yourself, how much do I really love myself sitting up here? I keep putting up with the same thing. So you got to give that man some consequences for his behavior, okay? Leaving his ass, okay? Leave his ass, at least leave for a year, okay? At least leave for a year. And if I were you, I would never return, but your ass got a habit of returning. But you got to leave for a substantial amount of time. Tony and Corrupt. Tony gets on Corrupt for his drinking, and he denies there's a problem. We see him through the episode. But let me just get a little bit, just a little taste. We know what a little taste and a little bit turns into, sir. Okay? Y'all was sitting up there in the one episode. Oh, he stopped drinking. I knew his ass would get right back on it. I know an alcoholic, honey, when I see one. Okay? How you doing? We hear Corrupt. He feels like Tony doesn't give her all in the relationship. So he feels like she's just there to fix him and not work on her issues. And, he kind of had a little bit of a point because she do have some issues. They, though, just need to split. Like, a lot of these relationships, and I don't know what the hell Judge Lynn Toller is waiting on. She need to just tell some of these people, y'all just need to split. It's just unhealthy. The drinking, the putting up with the bad behavior, and you keep crying about it. It's abusive. It's disrespectful. Y'all need to just start on over, honey, okay? We see Hazel E. and Phaedra talking. Phaedra and Hazel, they get to talking about clout chasers and people trying to get close to them, for the wrong reasons. And, they don't like that. That makes them shut down from people, and that makes them not want to get to know new people. Tahiry says she wants to talk to Vado. Sis, why? Ain't you had enough? Shit, I know I would have. But she said, I know that, we need time apart. Y'all need to just not be together, period. Okay? So next we got this boxing challenge. We see Dr. Ish has the boot campers participate in the boxing exercise to get their anger out. Corrupt goes first, and, he begins saying, I hate my drinking problem. So, we see them hitting the dummy. We see Tahiry. She says she hates that she's hard on herself. I say you not hard enough on yourself, but that's neither here nor there. We got Medina. He says he trusts too much. I'm like, come on, Medina, give us a little bit more. Just a little bit. Shonda says she hates her anger. Phaedra, once again, I'm a perfectionist. Like, girl, she started doing this funny dancing while she's boxing. It was kind of funny. Tony, she says she hates people taking her out of her character. Once again, when do you own your shit and your response to people? It's, you're letting people take you out of your character. You gotta own that I, shouldn't do that. I should maybe sever ties with certain people. And, you are responsible for your reactions. Hazel E., she says her rap career is not working out. And I'm like, well, finally your motherfucking ass admits some truth. Shit. Okay, because leave it up to you. You got on this motherfucker talking about you's a star and you see why these people be jealous of you. And girl, bye. Davon, he ends up boxing too. It looked like he was enjoying the exercise, honey, a little bit too much. He said he hates that he's not independent. So they all just keep hitting the damn dummy. Hazel keeps saying that Davon may not be with her for the right reasons. And I'm like, bitch, why are you getting pregnant by this nigga then? What is the fucking purpose? Well, he's with me for clout. For what? We know we don't even like you like that. Hazel, you ain't famous like that. So, and Davon, honestly, he kind of doing you a favor in my eyes because he could have had somebody that looked a lot better. But that's just me. Hazel also mentions that Davon has stopped stalking the Instagram thoughts and now he has a career in modeling, and he should be modeling. He's a nice looking guy. Once again, they get to saying how they all hate certain things about themselves. Hazel, says she hates she's judgmental. Phaedra, I hate that I'm a money tree. I like being a money tree, but I don't like everybody trying to get all the money off my tree. I understand that, honey, but you can't, marry a goddamn criminal and think the shit go work out. I'm just saying, you set yourself up for that, sis. Tahiry, she says she hates being reactive. I like that because I can see that, Corrupt, he said he hates how he treats his woman. Yeah, right, fool. You do the same shit every day. Willie says he hates being a cheater. I'm like, well, stop cheating, Willie. Stop cheating. Shit, ain't nobody making you take them drawers off. You choose to take them drawers off, Willie. Okay? So the producers, honey, they tried to be funny, honey, and they asked Davon what did he feel about Willie's punches, and he says he doesn't know because he never felt one. I was like, boop! I love a little bit of shade, honey. I was like, okay, Davon. Okay, fool, I see you. Tahiry talks to Corrupt about how, he has owned all his demons, during the boxing exercise. Tony comes in and she says that she needs, to love herself more than she loves Corrupt. And I agree, sis. You need to heal, okay? You need to exhale, honey, okay? Corrupt out of nowhere, okay? He starts talking about how his mother is dead and she loved him unconditionally, and Corrupt says that Tony is the closest piece of happiness he's had since his mother died. Then he ends up walking away talking about, I ain't crying, I got something in my eye, ain't nothing in your eye, nigga, you wanted to cry. It's okay to cry. He leaves the room crying. So then we have Tony. She feels Corrupt is using his mother's death as a reason to keep drinking. And I say, you are on point, sis, because that's what people do. They want to distract you with sadness, with somebody dying. And that's why I'm the way that I am. And woe is me. And girl, you should be hip to his ass by now. We also see Tony goes through Corrupt's phone and she says he's still been calling the same homeless ass bitch. And I was cracking the fuck up, you guys, and then the episode went off. So, honey, we gonna get off into them next week, honey. It's going down. What did you all think about this episode of Marriage Bootcamp, honey? Y'all get down in the comments. Let me know how you felt about it. Don't forget, you guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out later.